Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen. Nabiyyina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbana amanna faghfir lana warhamna wa anta khairur rahimin. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutaqabbala. ربنا زدنا علما أجمعين إن شاء الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Brothers and sisters, this is Ustad Asim Ali class for Sunday, October 20th, 2024. My name is Nisar Shaikh, and I will be continuing facilitating grammatical analysis of Surah Abasa, Surah number 80 in the Quranic sequence. And this would be, inshallah, session number 7. Brother and sister, I do have to mention this because some of them may be joining new, that unlike most other classes, in this class, we analyze each ayah both grammatically and morphologically, assign the meaning to each word and then to the ayah, and finally compare our translation with the work of the scholars. Our hope is that one day, with the permission, grace, and mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we will be able to look at any ayah of the Musaf and will not only understand it, but also be able to feel the beauty, depth, eloquence of the message deep inside our heart, inshallah. Allahumma anta ja'al rabi'a qalbina wa nura sadrina. But before we proceed with the analysis, brothers and sisters, I would like to re-emphasize or reiterate that I'm not an alim or even a teacher, but merely a student of the Quran, who spend many hours per week to prepare notes from a number of Arab books and dictionaries from our scholars, so that it saves you a lot of time and make it easy for you to study. So on the screen right now, let me see. So screen right now, you can see the list of the scholars with the volume and page numbers. But brothers and sisters, as I mentioned, that we will mostly follow Dr. Suleiman Yaqut Arabul Quran. But brothers and sisters, but wherever some more information is needed, then I will go through the other scholars. And I have given the page number, volume of the respective book for you to follow. These page numbers are from the beginning of the surah. To maintain the continuity, I don't change the page number till we finish the complete surah, inshallah. For the surf purposes, morphology, that is, for vocabulary and conjugation of the words from each ayah, I have consulted a number of dictionaries, mostly the Quranic one, such as Brilliant Badawi, Penrice, John Penrice, Dr. Nadawi, Dr. Lutfur Rahman, and more general but a detailed dictionary of Hezbollah. And quite often for this class, I use Brother Zahid Steve's notes on the vocabulary. It makes the things a little bit easier for me. For your convenience, write the original and conjugation of each word right on the page of the ayah, so that this will help us all not only understand the ayah, but also they translate it easily. Alhamdulillah. Of course, brother and sister, I mention every time, I'm a human being, just a student, I can make mistakes. So first of all, I seek forgiveness from my Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then from you all, that if I make any mistake, and humbly request you all, rather encourage you to help me correct this mistake. Once I have hear from you, or I find out by revision of my own tape that I made a mistake, inshallah, in the end of this surah, I will correct those mistakes, inshallah. So on the screen right now, you can see my email address. This email is very specific for that class. In this way, I can respond to your query and corrections quickly and effectively, inshallah. So please do write to me, and inshallah, I will try to answer as quickly as possible. Brothers and sisters, sometimes be patient because of my health or other issues. Sometimes my answer may be delayed, but inshallah, eventually I will answer all the questions. I will try to answer all the questions, inshallah. If I'm unable to answer the question, I will refer to some scholar books where you would be able to go find those answers and understand it, inshallah. Excuse me. So having said that, inshallah, we will start from our class. Last time, I think we finished ayah number 30 of Surah Abasa, session 6. Today, we will start, inshallah, from session number 7. And for the revision purposes, brothers and sisters, to look at it, what the ayah makes sense, we have to go back to the ayah, revision from the ayah 23. Very quickly, so we will know the context of what we are, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying us, or what we are saying. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned ayah 23, Kalla lamma yakdi ma amarahu. No, he said not all, but on the contrary, man has not fulfilled, he has not fulfilled what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded him to do. And we went through Wakalla and Lamba, use them together, okay? Then he said, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioning Falyanzuril insanu ila ta'amahi. It's invoking for you, see, how we have arranged your affairs. We have let the human or all the people consider as food, and how we have arranged other affairs. And just continue this same line of thinking. Anna sababna al-ma'a sabban. We pour down the water in abundance as a downpour. Okay? Yeah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminding this, how a man should look at his food, and they're reminding that how we have poured down the water in abundance from the sky, summa shaknal arda shakkan, and how we have cracked or split open the earth for in cracks for your vegetable or the animal food to grow. Okay? And that will come in afterwards. Okay. وَأَنبَتْنَا فِيهَا حَبًّا وَإِنَابًا وَقَسْ. And we have caused to grow. We have caused to ambatna, right? Caused to grow. We went through. This is form number 4 is a causative. Form number 4 is causative. We caused to grow or germinate therein the seeds or the grains, and for them we grow the grapes and the greens for the human to eat, or the fodder or pasture. Most likely, alhamdulillah, because in this section, brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about the food for the human. So even though we say the pasture and so forth, but I think it's basically mean the edible herb. Yes, here I think if you look at it, the Dr. Mohar Ali has mentioned edible herbs, or the greens which we eat in the salad and so forth, okay, or fresh green plants. Okay? So these can be used for the human use, and also maybe any animal use. But animal use is coming in the following ayah. Okay? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned وَزَيْتُونًا وَنَخْلًا وَحَدَائِقَ غُلْبًا. Okay, meaning that, and from that we grew the olives and the date palm. Nakhlan basically date palm, and the gardens with lush green foliage, dense green foliage. Okay, and basically Dr. Mustafa Khatab has said orchard, dense orchard, luxurious growth, orchards of luxurious growth. Okay, gardens of thick and tall trees, but basically it's all referred to, I think, human food. Okay, so I will say the dense and orchards. Okay, Then we have come back here. So now we should get ready from here, alhamdulillah. Then we said wafakihatun wa abba. Wafakihatun wa abba. Tum wa abba. Okay. So let's see what fakihat. Wow is harmful. Just continue with the human food. Okay. Wow is the two letters. Oh, I beg your pardon. To think. Then just let me correct it. I think we do 1.5, I believe, yeah. Or maybe 2. Let's make it 2. Wow is harf ataf. The 2 words, brother and sister. Atfin, mabni ala fatah, and fakihatun, ism matuf. So matuf ala habban, which came here, right here. Okay, we started. Remember from there shakkan, and then Fatima fiha abban, wa inaban wa qaddan, they all matuf, wa zaytuna nahnan, all matuf, and that's why it says fakihatun matuf ala habban. So I thought it's important to point that thing out. It's all related to habban. And it would be fi mahalli nasbin, I believe. Let's go look through. Yeah, habban is maf'ul bihi, which is mansooban, right? So therefore, because it's matuf with that thing, this becomes fi mahalli nasbin. Fi mahalli nasbin. Okay. Now, wa abban, wa abba. These 2 words here. We can go fast here, alhamdulillah. It's very easy. Was the harf ataf, mabni ala fatah. Pardon my writing, I'm rushing because it's very easy now. This is again ism matuf. And this again ala habba. And therefore it will be also be fi mahalli nasbin. Okay. We go to the vocabulary. We do up till here, and then we come back, inshallah. And then we say mata, mata'in, mata'al lakum. Mata'al lakum. So what is mata? Mata'an, you can see mansoob here. So it looks like there is something something missing here. Okay. So we did not see any noun, any verb came before. So we have to look how it works. So it has, brothers and sisters, 2 interpretations. Okay. Number 1, it is maf'ul mutlaq, and I will inshallah revise you what maf'ul mutlaq is. Okay. It's a maf'ul mutlaq. Maf'ul mutlaq. Maf'ul mutlaq, and maf'ul mutlaq is also mansoob. And alamat nasba is fatatan. But it is maf'ul mutlaq for the fail mahzoob. So we call it li fail. I think we did many times this thing, but I'm going to revise again very quickly. So let's go with li wailun faili mahzoob. And so what it would be, takdiruhu. What is takdir? We can estimate that. So what would be the verb? Mata'an is maf'ul mutlaq, okay, as a masdar. What would be the noun of that masdar? Sorry, the fail of the masdar. The fail of the masdar could be muta'akum, because you're talking about you. So we write down mata sorry, this is a fatahi. Matakum. Form 2, bekulli. This is how they start teaching us. Zalika matan. This is just those of you who know. This is the way. This is the way Medina Muslim write. Then, if you have this Khanjriya alif, this alif before a fatah, etc., that means you have to prolong for 2 counts. And actually, this is the alif. Alif maksura. So it's actually is mata the way write down mataun. Mata. Okay. So bikulli mata. This is so this meaning is enjoy all of this. Okay. Enjoy all of this provision. Enjoy all of this provision. Let me write down. Enjoy. You all enjoy all of this provision. Mataan is basically provision. Okay. Number 2 interpretation of our Ustad told us, which is basically was told by Fakhruddin Kubaba also, and Dr. Yaqut also mentioned that. I think number 2 would be is mafuli ajlihi. Maful okay, li ajlihi. I think we repeat this also many times. What is maful li ajlihi? Let me write that. This is sukun. Maful li ajlihi. Maful li ajlihi. This is something just like a maful bahi. Okay? This is mansubun. Always mansub. Maful is always mansub. And you already know the mansuban is alamat is fatatan, right? And this is actually mafule ajlihi, as explained before. Today we will not go through. That means a reason for doing an action. Mafule ajlihi is a reason for doing an action. That's the mafule ajlihi. So that's it. What? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, we created for your enjoyment. In other words, what should be hidden here? خلقناه لأجله متاعكم. خلقناه لأجله متاعكم. Okay. So now it could be, and this would be, that become a mufuladik. Let me write down what Dr. Yaqut has mentioned. Okay. So he mentioned khalaqna. Khalaqnahu li ajli mata. Meaning, brothers and sisters, or you can say, or Dr. Fakhruddin Kubaba said, other khalaqna ambatnaha. Ambatnaha li ajlihi mata'akum. We cause it to grow for you to enjoy. We created you for your enjoyment, or we caused it to grow. You can see Ambatna, because I think Ambatna is coming afterwards. No, Ambatna. I think we already passed through. No, I think it's coming afterwards. That's one of the used afterwards. I am just in the following ayah, I believe. No, but sister, maybe I'm confused here a little bit. But I did see the form, but not even this one, this surah or the previous ones. There we go. Fambatna fiya habban, and we cause to grow. And this is same thing Dr. Fakhruddin Kababa was saying. It could be khalaqna or ambatna. Let me write down that also. Or an batna ka pata. Okay. So meaning we created for your enjoyment. Just simple meaning. We caused to grow for you guys. So I think that would be better. So we created, if we use kalakna, or we say or cause it to grow for your enjoyment. Okay? This could be mafule matlab or mafule ajli. Both are possibility. Okay? Now, brother sister, mafule matlab, I think because of the time, this time we will not revise it. I think we went through the mafule mutlaq many times. I think if you remember this thing, what type of different mafule mutlaq are. For example, here, liltaqu de mane wa kallama lala Musa takliman. You see the fail, this is the fail. Why the masdar came as the mafule mutlaq. Okay. So basically, mata mautun shahada. This is again mata mautun. Okay. Mata mota. So and so. Okay. I think we did many times, so I think we will not do it again. Okay. So next one is la lakum. Mata'an lakum. Al lakum. Harf lam is two words, brothers and sisters. Lam, harf jar. Harf jarrin. Mabni ala fata. And kum is damir muttasil. Mabni ala sukun. Fi mahalli jarrin. And this is ism majroor. Ism majroor. Okay. Now, when the jar majroor come, remember, is always mutalik something. This jar majroor is mutalik. I'm not writing jar majroor, just we wrote so many times. Jar majroor mutalik be fail, be masdar mata'an. Okay. Or it is rule. Remember, rule comes in when an and nakra ism comes. For jar majroor following nakra ism can become is naat, mezoob naat. I think we did again this rule several times. Okay. So just for the revision, if the jar majroor comes after a nakra noun, this jar majroor become be mezoob naat. Some naat here, mezoob. Okay. So how, and you can takbir that naat. Okay. Sometime I think when we do the jar majroor mutallaqan, inshallah I will explain that thing. How be mehzoof naat or sifa of mata'an. Okay, sister, that's easy. Wali an amikum. Wali an amikum. Okay. Now there are four words, brother and sister, here. Number one, wow. Number two, li, here, right? And number three, an. And number four is kum, right? Number one is harfu atfin, mabni la fatah. Number two is harfu jarrin. See, it's very easy, brothers and sisters. It's just alba puri now. Mabni ala kasra. Number three is when harf jar comes, following ism become ism majroor. Become ism majroorun, anamukum ism majroor. And alamat jarra is kasratul zahira. You can see this kasra here, right? And this also, brothers and sisters, immediately you can see there's a noun, there's a ism came here, brothers and sisters, this ism, anam, this ism, and there's another ism. When the two ism came side by side, they mudaf ilayhi. If they side together, it's separated, they're nato manut. Okay? If they come either separated, they could be nato manut. Their condition. And this condition here is when the ism combined with the ism is basically mudaf ilayhi. Okay? So I think we did that. Plus this is mudaf. And number four is kum, of course, is the damir muttasil mabni ala sukun, maybe right up. Muttasilun mabni ala sukun fi mahalli jarrin, and it is mudaf ilayhi. So now we have a complete Arab, alhamdulillah. Okay? We did a complete Arab. So now let's look at it, the meaning, the sarf, and the meaning of it. Wow is and fakihatun. Fakihatun, I have for you, sister. The root words are fa, kaf, ha. Fa, kaf, ha. From bab, samia. Fakiha, yafkahu, fakahan, or fakahatan. Fakahan, fakahan, or fakahan, or fakahatan. Okay? Meaning is to be or become cheerful. To be or become cheerful. Humorous. Okay. Form 2 is fakkaha yufakkihu tafkihan. Tafkihan. To bring fruits to somebody. To bring fruit to somebody. Okay. Fakihun is plural. Fakihuna, rejoicing, cheerful. Okay. The word used in Surah Yasin. Okay. Fakihatun or fawakihun, plural, is fruit of any kind. Fruit of any kind. Okay. So this is the meaning. So we say meaning and fruits. Okay. Wa abba, wa abban, wa abba. Abba is, I think we did one time before this word. So root words of Hamza, Baba is mudaf. It's a fa and al kalma is double. Okay. It's the same kalma. Okay. Abba and Baba. Okay. Yaibu, you Abu or Abbas. Masdar. Okay. This is Madariya. This is two words, Masdar. Okay. So, oh, I beg your pardon. My mistake. From Bab Daraba, Abba, you Ibu. Bab Daraba. From Bab Nasra, Abba, you Ubbu. Dama. Okay? Right? So Bab Nasra and Bab Daraba. Madariya. And this is a masdar for both of them, is the same masdar. Means to prepare oneself, to equip oneself for departing or going away. Strange meaning. A number of other meanings, etc. But these are the appropriate meaning which most of the dictionary use it. Abban is herbage, food for cattle and beast. Or it is to cattle what fruit is to human. It is for cattle what the fruit is for human. Okay. So I think I forgot to mention, brothers and sisters, that that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned. Now, up till here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned foods for the human gain. And now Abban is basically the fruit, the cattle were fruit to human. So it is actually herbage or grass. Herbage or grass. or you can call pasture. Okay, I think the pasture may be a little bit better. So, where's my color go? Yeah, so we say and pasture. Okay. Now, brothers and sisters, if you look at it up till now, up till here, all the previous way the food for the human consumption. From this part onwards, alhamdulillah, is the food for the pets, for the animals, for the domestic animals. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has very clearly defined it. Usually in other ayahs, you see the animal food comes in, following by the human food, but here, alhamdulillah, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was commanding to insan, were here, we're saying, فَلْيَنْظُرُ إِنسَانُ وَلَا تَعْمَيْهِ. So therefore, all this section which is here is all the food for the human being, and then following that thing, the food for the is animals. Okay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also mentioned. Okay. Now this all point down to, remember this surah started by scolding from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know, and then how dare you have displeased the creator. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the man has not yet fulfilled what he was commanded to do, what he has commanded to do, ayah 23 onwards, right? So now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala after that was reminding how he produced the food for you and different type of fruits and all type of things. Now referring further to the provision for you and for your cattle. So here is actually coming to that. So next is matan. So what is matan? Here we go. The root words are, brothers and sisters, mim, ta, ain. From bab, fatah. Bab, fatah. Mata'a, yamtau. Mata'a, yamtau. Masdar is mata'an or mut'atan. Mata'an or mut'atan. Okay. Mut'atan. Mut'atan. Not a, but atan. Mut'atan. To carry, to take away. Or it could be also matu'an. To be strong, firm, or solid. Okay. Matta form to yumattiu tamtiyan. To cause to enjoy. To cause someone to enjoy something. To grant longevity and power to bestow, all meaning of mattan, to bestow something. Okay. You can also say mattan, the best is the best to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the human being. Okay, the food and so forth. Form 5 is tamatta, tamattau, tamattu, tamattua, tamattuan. To remain, to carry on living, to experience with the pleasure of life. Experience with the pleasure of life. To combine the major pilgrimage with minor pilgrimage and have a break between them. Is also the meaning of, during the Hajj. Okay. Matan actually is a verbal noun. Okay? Matan is a verbal noun, meaning then the act of enjoying, spending one time busy in chores of living. Amtiyatun is proven. Household objects, utensils, a very different meaning. Belonging and cattle, all come to amtiyatun. Okay, but here comes the matan is the noun, verbal noun, and called the act of enjoying. Okay. So let's go back. Here's a mataan. We say as a enjoyment or as a provision. Okay. So usually it is translated as a provision. So I do as in bracket. Okay, for the meaning with a provision. provision for enjoyment. Okay, provision for enjoyment. Takum is for you. Wal an'amikum. What is an'amikum? I think we did. The basically is a collective noun, brothers and sisters. Nama is a collective noun. Nama is a collective noun. Namun, collective noun. Plural is an'amun, which came here. Okay. Livestock, cattle, domestic animals. All meaning. See, we can call it domestic animal with the little bit better meaning. Usually use a cattle or flocks or grazing livestock. You have a different meaning. So I think what we use, we should say the last meaning. I think we look at domestic animal would be a little bit better. For and for your domestic animal. Or you can livestock. Livestock would be grazing livestock would be better translation. Anyway, so okay, brothers and sisters. So we're saying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, and therefore from the ayah before that we have split, cracks the earth by the rainfall, so there's the cost to grow the seeds in there, and the grapes, and the pasture for the livestock, and the olives, and the date palm, and gardens for foliage, and the fruits and pasture as a provision for you and your domestic animal. Okay, that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving. But you guys, and that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that we're walking on your scolding on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala we're doing for your disbelief. And then secondly, that the man has not fulfilled his obligation, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded him to do. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has providing him all these provisions for him and livestock. And it's a reminder for them to look through and thing. Dr. Yakut has done for Abban something here, which is ayah number 31. So let's look through for our notes. Ayah 31 notes. I have tried to translate all of them for your convenience, because remember our main book is Dr. Yakut. So that's why I went through the efforts of translating all those for you. So I will include it, okay? So we're saying, what is Abban? I put a star here. He's saying this Arab is similar to an Abban. While Abban here, Abu is a kullu ma anbatul ardu mimma la yakuluhu nasu wala yazra'unahu min sairul anwalul mar'a. Means that everything that the earth produce, everything that the earth produce, cultivate, anbatna, to cultivate, to make grow, okay? That people do not eat, nor they cultivate for all type of available culture. Everything that the earth produces that people do not eat, they cultivate from all the type of available pasture. Okay. So this is what saying this is something pasture which grew out of this. We're talking about the pasture which is human is not cultivating them for the thing. Only for the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala providing matan for what al-inam. Okay. So that's what the Yaqub did. Okay, let's look at the authentic translation, brothers and sisters, very quickly. I'll go back to the translation here, the ayah number 31. Ayah 31, there we go. So I just copy this, bring it here. Make it room for the other one. Then 31. Bring back here. Okay. Let's look at it. Oh, I beg your pardon. Sorry, but just give me 1 minute. I think something happened to my. I cannot get it off now. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So Dr. Mustafa Khatab saying Fakihatun wa Abba and fruits and the fodder. Dr. Muhar Ali and fruits and the pasture. Sister Inam Torres and fruits and the pastures. Okay, this is very simple. Mata'an lakum wali an'amikum. Dr. Mustafa Khatam, all as means of sustenance for you and your animals. Whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describing, this is all, this ayah here is telling entire summary for the last 3-4 ayahs, that this is all which the cracking of the earth, the raining in abundance, the cracking of the earth, the growth of the thing, the seeds are growing, and all the fruits are producing, and the pasture for human foods for and eatable thing for human and the animal. This is all from the provision of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All as a means of sustenance for you and your animal. So why don't you look at your food? Okay. That's what the food started with. Dr. Mohar Ali as a provision for you and your grazing livestock. Okay. The Sister Iman Torres for the comfort of you and your flock. For the comfort of you and your flock. Mata'an see the comfort of you. And it could be for your provision for you, or your sustenance, or enjoyment for you. Okay, either one. So I think provision is better word. I will remove the enjoyment here because it's not really suitable here that much. Okay. So I think I'm going to give you a screenshot for this up till here. And then we go to the next ayah, inshallah. Then I give you the translation for this. Those of you who are interested. And then they will give you the vocabulary for them. I know, brothers and sisters, a little bit small, but when you go, you take it out, you can enlarge it as much as you like, okay? Now, next ayah is فَإِذَا جَاءَتْ وَإِذَا جَاءَتْ صَاخَّةٌ يَوْمَ يَفِرُّ الْمَرْءُ مِنْ أَخِيهِ فَإِذَا جَاءَتِ الصَّاخَّةُ. Okay, so let's do it systematically, brother and sister. These are 3 words here, brother and sister. Number 1, actually 2 words. I beg your pardon. Fa and Iza. Okay, I think we may have to rush a little bit to finish it. Harfo is fa'il, harfo is tanafia. And it's mabni ala fatah. Okay, and Iza we did many times. Zarf al-zaman lil mustaqbil and yatamanu by mane shart. Okay, ऐसे गैर जाजिर, and it is wahwa mudaf. गैर जानिब wahwa mudaf. So I think what I do, brothers and sisters, we did several times this thing, so I'm going to just copy it for you and then paste it, so we able to save some time. Okay. copy. Oh, this is not a copy. There we go. Okay. So I think إذا we did before, brothers and sisters, therefore, that zaman للمستقبل is مبني على سكون. There's always سكون here, فإذا, okay. And يتضمن معنى شرط غير جازم, okay. And في محل نصب وهو مضاف. It's also مضاف, okay. And they were saying that is متعلق بجوابه المحذوف. Is جوابه المحذوف which came before. Okay. أي فإذا جاءت صاخة يشغل كل إنسان بنفسه. Every person is concerned with himself. Every person is concerned with himself. He said this is jawab is basically of this mazuf and what that jawab is. When we do the translation, I will pick this section a little bit more up. Okay. So right now we just move to this is only Arab. So in Arab wise we say faiz harfu istinafiya and iza is zarfu zaman lil mustaqbil point of mustaqbil and here it contains the meaning of the shart and this shart is ghair jazim. That means it will not make the following verb majzoom. Okay, and also came as a mudaf. The came as a mudaf and his jawab is majzoom. Okay, we come back. Where is the mudaf ilahi? We have to look at it. Okay, just remember we have to look for mudaf ilahi. So you can see immediately ja'at is fi'l madin. It cannot be mudaf ilahi alone like that. We will see. Okay, so it is madin, fi'l madin, mabni ala fatah, and there's actually two words, brother and sister here. Okay, I forgot. And actually, the three things we have to look through. I beg your pardon. I'm just rushing. And we have to look through this also. I'll explain. Okay. Fi'l madi mabni ala fatah and ta is tao tanisi. Is tanisi. Tao tanis. Okay, it's harfu tanis and it is mabni ala. It should be mabni ala sukoon. But this sukoon is changed to kasra. This sukoon is changed to kasra to avoid the meeting of the two sukoon. There's a sukoon here to avoid the meeting of the sukoon. This sukoon becomes changed to kasra so that it can, because the following word here is pata. Okay? And the rule here is dhamma to dhamma, otherwise kasra. So this was not a dhamma, so it becomes kasra. So this kasra will be going to join the harufe shamshi, which is swa. So that's why this kasra is made. But actually it's a harfu tanisi, mabni ala sukoon, and then I will just write down for short form. It is allazi huraka ila kasra manayin lil ittaqai sakinin. So this changed to kasra, okay, to avoid the meeting of the two schools. I'm not writing that thing, okay. We did many times. I wrote it. Just remember, allazi hurrika means change ilal kasra to kasra manal ittaqai sakinin to avoid the meeting of the two schools. Okay. Now fail came here. Now what is sakhat? This is actually a noun. Al, you can see the quickly. Al symbol, it cannot be anything else except a noun. So Lamu Tarif is there, so this becomes fa'il, fa'ilun, and it is always marfu, and alamat rafa is dammatur zahira. You can see that, okay? Now, brothers and sisters, this madi, fail madi, and is fail. Let me draw it out. Fa'il plus fail. It is a jumla, which is jumla failure. But I write down fail jumla min fail plus file, or you can simply say jumla fi'liya fi mahalli jarrin, and this become a mudaf ilayhi of the verb iza, of the mudaf iza. Okay, correct. So faiza ja'at sa'ah. Okay, right. Now let's look at the meaning for that. Faiza, but iza is, remember, zarf mustaqbil, so when. But when ja'at, we did ja many times, so that's why I didn't have it. Ja, ja, yujiu, and mujiun is a masdar, remember? So it say comes, and it's tanis, remember? That comes. What comes has to be female, whatever it is. Okay. Sa'akhatu. What is sa'akhatu? Akhatu. Okay. We have, okay, the root words for that word is, brothers and sisters, is sakha. Again is mudaf. Mudaf. Okay. Means that ayn al lam kalma double. Okay. Sa kha kha. Okay. And from bab nasra, sakha yasukhu. Sakhan is the masdar. Sakhan is the masdar. Mean, it means or sound to deafen the ear by its loudness. The sound deafen the ear by its loudness. Very, very loud sound. Or meaning to strike someone on the ear and rendered it. To strike someone on the ear and rendered it all sakha. To strike on the ear and render it deaf. That sound will cause sakha. Excuse me. Let me have a sip of water. Just, I'm going to do a pause for 1 second. Alhamdulillah. Brothers and sisters, that's the meaning we're going to take it. Okay. So the verb meaning are on the ear and render it deaf. Strike someone on the ear and render it deaf, or strike with something really hard is also called sakha. Right? But ismu fa'il from this word is sakhatu. Okay, that is muannas because Tani Sikkim has to be right. That which deafened by his vehemence, by his extent, deafening blast, or you call it deafening blast. Okay, so we write down comes a deafening blast. Very, very loud sound which rendered you deaf. So this sound is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminding now. Okay? But when comes the deafening blast, we will, so what would be the jawab? Now Dr. Yaqut is telling that his jawab is actually mazoof, and that jawab is فَإِذَا جَاءَتْ سَاعَةُ يُشْغَلُ كُلُّ إِنسَانٍ بِنَفْسِهِ. So this is actually a jawab of the thing which is mazoof, meaning every person is concerned with himself. When the deafening sound will come, every person will be concerned for himself. So that's the one with you. Okay. Now, next ayah. I think there is a footnote for that. Let's go through the footnote very quickly. You have to tell me, brothers and sisters, shall we go through all this trouble or not? But I think that since we are following Yaqut, it may be a very good practice and see what Dr. Yaqut is saying for that explanation of his Arab, which he's doing. So that's why I go through, brothers and sisters. I have to really take a dictionaries and so forth and look at each word and try to translate for you, and so that my purpose is to make it as easy as possible for you guys. So here, no, this not. I beg your pardon, brother and sister, it's my mistake. There we go. 33. I don't read the meaning. Avanti Dr. Yakut, Suleiman Yakut. Copy. He did. Bring it back to our class. Put it here. There. Okay, I will just quickly make it star here so you guys know what we are talking about. And this is what Dr. Yakut is telling a footnote. He's saying Ta'akhatu is Asihatu allati tusimmul azna lishaditiha. والصحيحة التي تكون يوم القيامة ويقول سخن حجر سخن. Okay, he's saying the loud scream, الصحة, a loud scream, التي تسمى النشيدة, that deafens by his shiddat, by his wahimat, the sound of wahimat. Wasiyatru is the scream that allati yakunu yawmul qiyamah, that will be that scream that will come in the day of the qiyamah. Wayakulu, and it is said, Sakhkan hujra sakha, and it is said, and the scream that will be in the day of resurrection, it is said, the stone deafening sound. The stone, hujratul, the stone, when the stone stuck on a really big stone, it makes a very, very loud sound. So that's what it's saying. And then it's saying, meaning it made a sound when it was struck. I use sautu and kara. It was struck. And someone is screamed. Wasakha falanun sakhan, is someone is screamed with a deafening sound. Ayya daraba aznahu fa assamaha. Meaning he struck his ear and deafened it. He struck his ear and made it deaf by it. Ayya aznahu wasbahu, made it deaf by it. Okay. So I think that if you look through the meaning is simple. So in karaha means striking or knocking sound. Striking or knocking. The remaining words are all simple words. So he was basically explaining the same thing. I think sometimes these notes may not be as good, but again, it's a good practice to go to the harakat, tashkil on the thing and try to understand the Arabic language. It will help us in the future. So we're saying, but when comes the deafening blast, okay, then what's going to happen? Yakut is already giving the surah. Yushulu kullu insana min nafsihi. Every person will be only concerned for himself, nobody else. Okay. Okay. Now let's look at the authentic translation from our Ustad. So, and then we go the next ayah. Okay. Copy. I think once we finish this Jozumma like this in a really detailed study of Arab, following classes, I think we will do most of the Arab. So we'll skip Arab very quickly and focus on the vocabulary and more so of the translation. So I think then we will be able to do our ayahs very quickly and effectively, inshallah. So Dr. Mustafa Khattab is saying, then when the deafening blast come to pass, Faiza Jahad Sahatu. Dr. Mohar Ali, then when there shall come the deafening blast. Sister Iman Torres, but when the deafening shout comes, each person will be seeking for himself. That's the job of the which is mazur. Yawma yufirrul mara'u min akhiyahi. Now we're saying that day, Yama, that day. Yufirrul mara'u. MashaAllah. We free, every man will free man akhiyatu from his brother. So this is the condition of Roze Hashar. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describing that thing, okay? So elegantly. Now let's go quickly here up. What is Yama? Oh, that part is too big, I think. So, Yama is after Zama. And it's Mabni ala Fatah. And it could be, brother and sister, could be Badal min Aza. When what? Yama. So it could be Badal min Aza. Okay. And it's also whenever that comes in, it always have a mudaf ilay. So it could be Wahwa mudaf. Yama is Wahwa mudaf. Yufarrul marahu. Again, we have a madariya marfuun. Beg your pardon. We should keep the same thing. Mudariyun. Marfuun. And alamat rafa is dammatu zahira. We come to vocabulary for this. Marra, you can see al-marrahu. Again, you can see alif lam, lamu tarif. It's a noun. So, and we have a fail. Immediately we can see file is coming. So, marfu noun is coming, which becoming is file. Whenever fail comes in, brother sister, look on the left-hand side. Is there marfu noun coming? If the marfu noun coming afterwards, so that could become a fail. Otherwise, fail could be mustatirun. Okay. Failun, either jawazun or wajubun. File marfuun. And alamat rafa is dammatul zahira. You can see the damma in here. Okay. And brother and sister, like before, this jumla min fi'l plus file is fi mahalli jarrin, and you have mudaf become mudaf ilayh. Or jumla ismiya become mudaf ilayh. Okay. Min akhiya. Min akhiya is harf jar, and you have ism majroor following akhiya. It's very simple. So we go quickly. Harf jarrin. Change my color of the pen. Mabni ala sukun. And akhiya is akhiya. There are the two words, brothers and sisters. Akhi and he. Akhi, sorry, I keep saying akhiya. I beg your pardon. Akhi and he. Akhi and he. I stand corrected. So sometimes I just go in a rush, thinking something is saying something else. My apologies. Ism majroor, akhi is ism majroorun, which is brother, right? Now what is alamat jar? I think brother and sister, by now you should know that. Alamat jar, immediately you should be able to point out. Alamat jar is ya. Why? Because it's min al-asma'u khamsati or sittati. Al-asma'u khamsati or sittati. We did before, so I'm not trying to show that chart again, okay? Al-ya'u, because it min al-asma'i al-khamsati or sittati. I think it depends whether it's sister. Okay. Some people say 5. There's a 6th one called hunna, also included the 5, which we go through. Ahum, hum, 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 hum. So There are five of them. Okay. Plus Zu beside Zu. And it is Ism and it is Wahwa Mudaf plus Mudaf. And this he, which is Mudaf Ilahi. Okay. Mudaf Ilahi. Okay. And this is where it is sister, two lines. Damir Muttasilun. Mabni ala kasra. Fi mahalli jarrin. Now this becomes so automatic. Halwa puri. Okay. You should not be even thinking about this automatically. Mudaf Ilahi. Okay. So, yufirru. Let's look at the translation. Yama. Yama is the day. Okay. There we go. I think I have it for you guys. We did many times, so we will know. I didn't do the original. Yama, plural is a yamun. Yama is actually the day. Al yamu is the present day or today. Okay. If you have yaman alone, nakra, if you make a marfa, that means the today or the present day. Okay. So this is different. So that means you came yama. Is that day. So we can say the day, and it is that is in the bracket because it's related to is the badal of iza. When the day, what day? That is a specific. Now it's become a specific day because it is the badal of the yam. Okay. Yafirru, what is yufir? Farra yufirru. Okay, am I right? Yeah. Farra mudaf. What, brothers and sisters? Ra is double. Okay. Farra, bab daraba, yafirru. Masdar is fararan. Everybody know in Urdu speaking guy farar. Guy who farar ho gaya. Farran. Farran is masdar. Okay. Means to flee. To turn away or aside. To elude and flee from something is also farar. That one fears is also farra. Okay. Also farra. Farar is verbal noun, okay, and noun both. Escaping, running away, fleeing, flight is all farar, okay. But here yufirru came, which is the madariye of farra, okay. So it's just a madariye. So that means will flee, will run away. Remember, iza, which is mustaqbil, so will flee. And yama is badal for iza. So therefore, it's a future tense. Will flee, will run. Because the day would be terrifying. Will free, terrifying. You farra is basically used free because there's a different word of going away. Farra, when you say, basically use the time when somebody is running away with the fear. Running away with the fear. It's called farra. Excuse me. Al-marra, root words is for Bab, Kuruma. Bab, Karuma. Bab, Karuma. Marua, Yamru, Maruatan. And means to be manly. Means to be manly. This you have to remember, okay? Mar'un is a person, man or one is Mar'un, okay? Same thing as Maratun or Al-Maratu, okay? Is female is Nisaun or Niswatun, okay? So means a woman or wife, okay? Woman or wife. Al-Marau, yes, Al-Marau, person. You put al-Bitun, okay? When you say two, it become a female. And Jama is Niswa. Okay? So, Al-Marau is a man. So, Al-Marau is a person. Okay? Al-Marau is a person. Okay? So, Al-Marau is a female. And Jama is Niswa. Okay? So, Al-Marau is a man. So, Al-Marau is a man. Okay? So, Al-Marau is a female. And Jama is Niswa. Okay? So, Al-Marau is a man. or the man. Min akhiya from min akhihi. Akhihi. Now again, I beg your pardon, I shouldn't say akhiya. I keep telling them my apologies. Akhi. Akhihi. Min akhihi or min akhi. Okay? So it means his brother. Akhun, his brother, right? So because of the mudaf and combined with the he, it becomes and because isma majroor, so akhun become akhi. Akhun become akhi plus he, akhihi. The word is akhun. Okay, that's why it's min asmao khamsati. Akhun, hum. Okay. So let's look at the. I think here, I think we did akha. I think you guys will look through. I think we are short of time. So I'm now going to spend the time on this. I will give you the vocabulary you can look through. And we did that thing many times actually before, okay? Few times before actually. Yama yafirrul mara'u min akhi. Akhihi, a man will flee from his own brother. Terrifyingly. He flee in terrifying from each other, okay? Even from his own brother. Imagine means the meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was telling you, Faiza Ja'at Sakhatun, at that day when the deafening blast will come, all relation will be cut off. I beg you. All relation will be cut off. Every beast, ev- even the other of the Quran even mentioned that every breastfeeding mother will drop whatever she was feeding. It was that terrifying day. That's why we say firra is used in a flee with flee terrifying, will free terrifying. Okay? So the man, the blast would be such a deafening and some scary would be moment, terrifying moment would be that on that day would be so horrible that even your own brother, which you see comfort most of the time, is a family, they will be run away from each other. Okay? They will be run away from each other. I think in the other ayah, we also look at the similar type of thing when we talk Surah in Shakak and other place that we will say what's going to happen, that the people will be, the animal will be gathered, but the human will be all by themselves, running in. And that's why Dr. Yakut has mentioned here, يشغل كل الإنسان بنفسه, every person will be concerned to himself, and even your own brother, even a person will flee terrifying from his own brother. So that would be the thing for the terrifying day would be. So let's look at the authentic translation for brother and sister. We go to translation. For your records, you can see those. How about this inside? So all three scholars were mentioning the similar type of thing which is mentioned. Dr. Mustafa Khatam, on that day, Mama, every person will free from their own sibling. Every person. Marrahu, every person, every man will free from own brother. Dr. Mohar Ali, that day shall free a person from his own brother. Shall flee a person. Sister Iman Tourist, on that day when a man shall run from his own brother. And a man will run from his own brother. And run may not be proper word here, but again, there are scholars actually. I would say that the day would be so terrifying, they will be running, they will be fleeing with terror. Okay, so, okay, I will give you a screenshot for this, brother and sister. And now I give you the vocabulary for that section. And I will encourage you, because we did not cover that thing. Just look through this section, brother and sister, because it's very nice, okay? What is the meaning? What is ukhun? So, ukhun, asluha, okay? When become mudaf, it become akhi. So I want you to really look through this, that section. Because of the time frame right now, I'm not really going through this. Okay? I think the one place before we did that, so therefore I'm not. Okay. Now next ayah, inshallah. So let's see what the other thing is. Yeah, I think we must cover this. Wa ummihi wa abihi. Wa ummihi wa abihi. Wa sahibatihi wa banihi. Wa ummihi, from his. Yes, becomes should be very easy, brother and sister. It's the same type of thing. I think two words, but for the completion of the notes, we have to do the three. Okay, three words. Okay, harf ataf, mabni ala fatha. Number two is ism matuf, and it is majrurun. Alamat jarra is kasratul zahira, right? And it is matufi ala, brother and sister, akhi. This akhi. Okay. Min akhihi wa ammihi. So obviously done matufi ala. I wrote down here akhi. Okay. And it's also mudaf. And number three here is ha, which is the damir muttasil. Mabni ala kasra fi mahalli jarrin, and it says mudafi ilayhi. Okay, very simple. Okay. Wa abihi, brother and sister, the same thing. Okay, so we will just copy from here and paste. Okay, so this is wow. Beg your pardon. Wow, abi, and he, abun, right? So which is wow is harf ataf, mabni ala fatha. Abi is a matu majruran, matu ala akhi fi mahalli jarrin wa huwa mudaf, and he is mudaf ilayhi. Damir muttasil mabni ala kasra fi mahalli jarrin mudaf ilayhi. Okay. Wa amihi, let's look through what is ami. I think let's do the whole thing and then we come back to translation. I think it will be a little bit better. Wa sahibati. Again, brothers and sisters, the same thing. We will just cut and paste. Okay? There we go. Let me check it if sometime we make a mistake and cut and paste. So I think, let me just quickly point it out. There are three words. Wow, sahibi, and bihi. Okay? Harf ataf, mabni ala fatah. And sahibat, sahibati is ismatu majrurun. Alamat jarra is kasratu zahira. Kasratu zahira. Okay? And he is mudaf ilahi. Wa huwa mudaf ilahi. Okay? Wa banihi, the same thing. Wow is harf ataf. One word, two words, and three words. Ism matu majrurun, matu fi'li akhi, wa huwa mudaf, and he is mudaf ilahi majrur. Okay? Let's go. Let's look at the translation. Ammi. There we go. The root words are umma. Amma, I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. Amma. Okay. Hamza, mim, mim. Amma. Ba Nasra, Amma. Ya Ummu, Amman. To repair, to tend. Sometimes root words are, the form one is very different. Okay. So you have to very be careful. Okay. To tend. Imma, imamatan is to lead the way. It came from the same, okay, root word. It's the same root word. Okay. To lead the way. To lead by one example is imama. Okay. You get the imam. To lead in prayer. Okay. This is imam. Okay. They come from the same root word. Okay. Ummun, plural is ummahatun. Ummun and ummahatun. Mother, source, origin, foundation, basis. A place of habitation or abode is also called because mother is the a place, okay, place of abode for all humans. Home, they are called the Okay, all of this meaning are the but here the is mother and his mother. Ummihi and his mother. Wa abihi. Abihi, Aba. His root words are, brothers and sisters, just be careful here. Root words are Hamza, Ba, and Wow. This Wow becomes Alif Maksura, okay? Aba. Aba, Yabu from Bab, Nasra. Yabu, Ubavatan. Ubavatan or Ibavatan. There are two masdar, okay? Masdar Samai, okay? Aba means to become a father. Aba means to become a father, okay? Unlike Amma, which is not to repair or to tend, okay, to become a father. Abun or Abavan. Abavun. Abban is Asluha because they're wow. Remember this wow here, brothers and sisters? This wow here, so this actually word is Abavun. Okay. And that's why I say wow here become Alif. Okay. Asluha Abavun. When comes as a mudaf, this is again the last one when we talked, we went through this akhya, right? When it comes a mudaf, what happens? So we will explain in Abu. Okay. When it comes in a mudaf, Abu, Aba, Abi. Abu is marfu, Aba is mansub, and Abi is majrur. Okay. This is what afalu khamsati. Al asma, I beg your pardon. Asma'u khamsati. There's a five none. Okay. Depending upon it is what is or either are marfu, mansub, or majrur. Is plural is abwani or abaun. Okay. Here is brother sister madda. Here actually hamza alif. Okay. Mad. Okay. Abaun is a plural. Okay. Dual is abawani is dual. Abawani is dual. Plural is abaun. Okay. So here because it came as a mudaf, and so mudaf ilahi would be majroor, and therefore the abi used it. It's the same thing in the previous ayah, brothers and sisters, where we have akhi, akhihi, because akhun, okay, akhun, akha, and akhi, okay, and that becomes marfu, mansoob, or majroor, okay, because ke madaf ilahi majroorun, so it becomes abi, okay, meaning father, grandfather, father, grandfather, and forefather is all come in the same meaning, okay. Abu. So and abihi and his father. Okay. Wasahibat. What is sahiba? So I have some for you guys. I think we did before in different surah. Sahiba, Bab, Samia. Samia, that's why they're kasra. Ain kalma has a kasra. Sahiba, Samia, Samia, Yasma'u. So is Yashabu. Sahiba, Yashabu. Sohbatan is masdar. Sahabatan is also masdar. Or sihabatan is also masdar. Okay. So you can see is Dhamma, then Sukun, but here Fatah, or here Kasra. Okay? They all the masdar depending on their use. It says they are Samai. Okay. To be or become a companion. To be or become a companion, fellow friend, fellow traveler. Okay. Sahibun is female is sahibatun. Plural is sahabatun. Sahibatun or sahabatun is plural of sahibatun. And also plural is ashabun. We did before. Okay. Its meanings are companion. Usually meaning as a spouse. Okay. But companion, associate, fellow. Ashabun also means people and inhabitant. People and inhabitant. Surah Kaf. Surah Kaf, Ashab. So people or inhabitant. So here the meaning is and his wife or companion. Okay. Wa banihi. Dr. Jakud has explained something. Sahabatun, we will come back. Wa banihi. Let's go back to banihi. Okay. This is also something interesting, brothers and sisters. We have to look through. Okay. The root words for this is ba, noon, ya. Ba, noon, ya. Okay. Bana, yabni from bab, darba. Binan or bunyanan. Or bunyanan. Okay. Or bunyanan. And then further explain actually means to build, to construct, to set up. To build, to construct, or to set up. Then, brother and sister, then the Ibnun is the son. Ibnun is the son. I will come back how the Baniya came there. Ibnun is the son. Female is Ibnatun. Means daughter. Ibnun is son. Ibnatun daughter. Plural of both of them is Banuna. Sons. Banuna. Sons. Children. Descendants. Plural is Abnaun. Also. Okay. Son, children, sons and daughters, all called abnaun. Okay. And word mabni we use all the time, brothers and sisters. So many times we use mabni, mabni ala, mabni ala. The word came from the same. Mabni ala came from the bana word. This is actually ismu maf'ul. Female is mabniyatun. Mabniyun or mabniyatun. Built or constructed. Anything built or constructed is mabni. We can mabni ala sukun, constructed on the sukun, constructed on the fatah, constructed on the thing, built on it. Okay. Now, brother and sister, how does bani? He came back. Okay. So the actual word is no. Actual word is banunun. Okay. Banunun. So this wow, it changed to ya. And dhamma, because ya came in, dhamma is heavy now, become kasra. When become mudaf, noon is gone. Noon is gone. Okay. Remember, madaf and noon is gone. So this becomes bani. This become bani plus ha is banihi. So this is how this banihi came into bani. Okay. Banihi came into bani. And his children. Because it becomes mudaf, so it becomes Uh, Banihi. Okay? So, Wabanihi and his children. Okay, brother and sister, now we will do that thing a little bit afterwards, but first look at it. So the meaning for that is, brother and sister, we go, when the deafening blast will come, each person will flee from his own brother, from his own mother, from his father, and his companion and his children. That is that's the word yufarru, use flee from, terrifying. Yeah, firru is used for that. Okay, there are other words for going, and here is fleeing is a particular word, farra use. Okay, that means with terror, fleeing for the terror. So the brothers and sisters, the picture is so graphic and so any of the day that even for every person will be all for themselves when the deafening blast comes. They will be running. They will be running from their brother, from their mother, from their father, from their companion, from their children. And that's why Dr. Yakut has mentioned, Yogulu, everybody be nafsihi, nafsu nafsi. Everybody will always be himself because they will be seeing they're terrified for the day of Qiyamah. Okay. Before we go forward, brothers and sisters, let's look at the footnote of Dr. Yakut. We did Sahiba. What did he mean by Sahibatun? He's tried to, Dr. Yakut has tried to explain. And I try to do the skill for the word and see if it makes sense to you guys. Okay. So I'm going to actually try to put it here. Big enough to read, okay? So, Dr. Let me first put down the, oh, I beg your pardon. Let me put the star here. So, Dr. Yakut is saying Sahibatu. What is Sahibatu? Okay. He's saying Zawjatu, the wife. Zawjatu, the wife. What is Sahibatu? Zawjatu, the wife. Wahulai akhassu karabatihi wa olahum wa bil hununu wal ra'fati. These are the closest relatives, akhassu, more specific. Khassa yukhassu, more specific, okay? Karabatu, the relative kinship. Wa ulahum, the most deserving. The root words are waulam ya, the most deserving. Bil hunuwan, with sympathy and affection. Wa rahpati, and mercy, pity, and indulgence. So we're saying that these are the closest relative and the most deserving affection and compassion. These relatives are from whom every man will be running. Usually, when you're in a really danger or a terrifying event, you always go to your closest relative, your children, your companion, your wife, and you take seat, the security with them. But that day, everything will be running around. So then we say, فَالْفِرَارُ مِنْهُمْ لَا يَكُونُ إِلَّا لِهَوَّلُوا عَظِيمٍ. Fleeing from them is only possible in the event of a great terror. فَالْفِرَارُ, fleeing from them, لَا يَكُونُ, only possible, إِلَّا لِهَوَّلُوا, the fight and terror, a shock, a very great fight and terror, a shock. Okay? وَخُطْبُ فَذِيهُ, وَخُطْبُ فَرِيهُ, or a great terror or terrible calamity. Or terrible calamity. Okay. Khutbu is to speak, to address. Fadiun, my hideous or heinous. Okay. Wabadaul will akhi. And begin with his brother. So they're going to begin. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has started saying with the brother, then the parents, because they are closer to him than the companions and the children, because they are closer and more beloved. Your children, your Sahaba, and your children are more beloved. So from his brother, then from parents, and then he comes to his spouse, is the partner for the life, and his children. Okay, so this is what Dr. Yakut has defining what this sahibatun means here. Okay, so you can copy now. Let's quickly, brothers and sisters, look through the authentic translation from I will do that. Let me just copy. We're looking at 35. Yeah. Copy. Go to the other one. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. Dr. Mustafa Khatam have explained wa ummihi wa abihi. He said, and even their mother and their father. They're fleeing with terrifying from the mother, and even their mother and father. Dr. Mohar Ali and his mother and his father. Iman Toris, his mother and his father. Wasahibatun Wabanihun, and even their spouse and children. And his wife and his children, and from his wife and his children. So very easy. So, brothers and sisters, basically, I think we don't have a time to finish the next one. The next one is a little bit bigger, and we have already 1 hour and a half we spent here. So I think let's quickly revise it. Let's quickly revise it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here is very repeatedly mentioning the day here. Kalla lamma yagdil ma amrahu, and the man has not fulfilled what he was commanding to do. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminding them that falyanzurul insanu ilal ta'amihi, that the man looked at his food, and then anna sababnal ma'a sabba anna, and that we have poured down the water in abundance rain. Summa shakaknal ardu shakkan, then we have cracked open the earth. We cleave the earth open in a big cracks, big fissures. فَأَنبَتْنَاهَا فِيهَا habban, and we cause to grow therein the grains and seed. وَإِنَابًا وَقَدْبًا, grapes and the greens or the fodder or the pasture. وَزَيْتُونًا وَنَخْلًا, and the olives and the date palm trees. وَحَدَائِقَ غُلْبًا, and garden with thick, luxurious growth or dense orchid. وَفَاكِهَةٌ وَأَبًا وَأَبًا مَتَاعًا لَكُمْ أَلَّكُمْ وَلِأَنْعَامِكُمْ, and fruits and pasture as a provision for you and your domestic animals. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَإِذَا جَاءَتِ الصَّاخَّةُ أَخَّةٌ, and when the deafening blast will come, يَوْمَ يَفِرُّ الْمُرْءَ يُفِرُّ الْمَرْءُ مِنْ أَخِيهِ, that day every man will flee from his brother, وَأَمِّهِ وَأَبِيهِ, for his father, for his mother and father, وَصَاحِبَاتِهِ وَبَنِيهِ, and his wife and his companion. Wife and his companion. I think we will start لِكُلِّ يَمْرِي مِنْهُمْ يَوْمَئِذٍ شَأْنٌ يُغْنِهِ. I don't think we have a time, brothers and sisters, so inshallah we will do next class, and we will inshallah try to finish following that, the whole ayah, inshallah. Inshallah. So I will give you the screenshot for last page, brothers and sisters, and then we're going to offer dua. and then we will conclude our class for today, inshallah. So that's the first page. And this is the vocabulary for that. All right. And I will enlarge this thing for you to your Dr. Yakut footnotes. And I have done the meaning from the dictionaries and words which were used here. Okay. So, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, enlighten our homes and our families with the light of the Quran and instill this light in the hearts of our children. Ya Rabbal Alameen. Allahumma itmim lana nuran waqfil lana innaka ala kulli shay'in qadir. Allahumma tajal Qur'ana rabi'a qulubana wa nura sudurana. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Brothers and sisters, have a special prayer for our brothers and sisters in Gaza and Palestine. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help them, have a special mercy of them, and bring them the aid from his own, as all the Muslim Ummah has basically neglected them. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين الحمد لله رب العالمين. جزاكم الله خيرا. See you inshallah next week. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.